Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm talking about travel insurance. So if you're not interested in travel insurance or you don't believe in insurance, okay, go ahead and skip this video because this video is to help examine which is the best travel insurance for unvaccinated people. Okay, so why so? Later I'll explain. Okay, so if you have any friends who are unvaccinated still, they can buy this travel insurance and still be covered for COVID-19. Okay, so before I get started, let me just share a few news articles on why travel insurance is important. Yeah. Okay, so very first thing is when you're overseas, definitely you will be going for some kind of like more adventurous activities. So some of these adventurous activities are actually covered by your travel insurance. So yeah, so just example, this bungee cord snaps mid-air, so accident happened, and luckily he didn't die, he just like dropped into a lake, right? So drop into a lake is just like some injury from dropping into a lake lah. So yeah, need to go to the hospital in overseas. So definitely if you're not a resident there, if you don't have insurance, right, sometimes some of the hospital do not want to take you in because they don't think you can pay for the medical fees. Okay, so if you have insurance, definitely you can show them you already have insurance, they will be more willing to admit you to the hospital. Okay, so this is just one of the examples lah. Okay, so this person survived, you know, everything is fine. Okay, so another example, when traveling overseas, can be killed by someone else or some other truck. I mean, when you're overseas, definitely there are more risks in Singapore. Singapore is one of the like safest countries in the world, right? Yeah, so when you're overseas, in other like third world countries, definitely higher risk of getting killed, getting injured, everything lah. So travel with care, and then other than traveling with care, also do the financial protection for it lah. Yeah. Okay, so this one also, family first trip to Europe turns into tragedy after death suffers cardiac arrest. So all along the family has no no previous illnesses or everything, so suddenly collapse and then have heart attack. So nobody knows when illness can just strike. So it can happen overseas, can happen in Singapore. So if it happen overseas, you need your overseas travel insurance. Definitely if you're like traveling to like Malaysia, some people think like it's not necessary. Okay, yeah, so up to you. But to me, usually if I'm going for more than 3 days, I will definitely buy a travel insurance. Okay, save years to afford the trip, and receive their salary, spending a total this amount for the holiday. Then he was very happy, treasuring the time, feel very fortunate and everything. Then after that, yeah, so I hope they actually bought insurance for him, although he passed on. Yeah. Okay, so another tragedy. Usually driving overseas is going to be more dangerous than driving in Singapore. Firstly is because of the roads, like the roads have more dangerous conditions. Like it's not only just wet, it can be like icy, slippery, and moreover you're not familiar with the traffic conditions there, and then also could be a different hand drive, so everything is quite foreign, and the car is basically not yours lah, so definitely more risk in driving. So yeah, for a 1-year-old woman and her 4-year daughter died in the accident in Hokkaido, Japan. So really very tragic. And then well, all these things, if you want to repatriate your remains, you want to go for medical there, everything, I mean the husband survived, right? So definitely all these need expenses, and then who is going to come up with the expenses? And then it's like a tragedy happened, and then plus you are lost. Tragedy happened financially and emotionally. It's like, I mean, insurance will give you the consolation lah that you financially you're still okay, not that bad. Okay, so another one, worst holiday ever. Singapore wants fellow travelers to buy insurance after hospitalizing for brain bleed. Okay, so first trip abroad since for COVID-19, then I got brain bleed. Okay, so after, I don't know, somehow traveling on a plane gives her brain bleeding. Yeah, obviously nobody expects this kind of terrible thing to happen, right? So yeah, please buy insurance. So yeah, this amount of money that she needed, had no health problems. So everyone who don't buy insurance think they have no health problems, but after that they realize they have health problems, or it just happened, you know. Okay, so Singaporean pastor also need to raise funds because never buy insurance. Yeah. raise funds to bring him home. Okay, so yeah, so if so need to raise so much money. Just did not purchase any medical insurance barrier. So please purchase your insurance. I think it's very important. Okay, so even simple trip to Malaysia, like I mentioned, also accidents can possibly happen. So you can see just a trip to Genting Highlands, 5 people taken to hospital. So if you never buy insurance, who's going to pay for your fees? Huh? Yeah, so granted if you are Malaysian, maybe your government will pay for your fees in Malaysia. But if you want to come to Singapore for treatment, then you need to pay so much more because you're not a Singaporean. Okay? So all these articles just show the importance of travel insurance. Now I'll be showing you my own comparison of the travel insurance for unvaccinated people. Okay, so the reason why I'm just sharing about unvax, right, is because like I have friends who are unvax, and then also if you're traveling with them, definitely you need to buy insurance for them also, right? I mean, if they kena COVID, you kena stuck there with them, and then they don't buy insurance, that's damn bad. How am I going to pay for fees? I'm not going to pay for fees. I don't even know you can pay me back, you know? Okay, not trying to be mean or anything, but like seriously, like 100k, you got 100k to pay me back now. Okay, then okay, just sharing this news articles. Tycoon unvax sperm auction. So he says like COVID-19 jabs cause mass infertility. He's like selling unvax sperms and eggs. Funny, right? Okay, but anyway, the government is very, very strong on the stance of being vaxxed. So if you are actually a foreigner, right, you need to be fully vaccinated, apply or renew MOM passes. Okay, so what does it mean to be fully vaccinated? You need to have a booster dose as well. Okay, so you have to take the minimum dose plus the booster dose. Okay, so it's only for foreign workers. So if you are Singaporean and you're refusing to take the booster dose, be aware that actually this is a perk that you get as a citizen, because if you're a foreigner, you cannot come here to work anymore. Okay, just sharing. Yeah, so let's move on to my Excel sheet that will show you the differences between the companies that actually allow unvaccinated people to buy their travel insurance. Okay, so actually this just started out as a personal like project on studying the best travel insurance for people that I want to travel with who are unvaccinated. So anyway, might as well just share my findings, right, since I already did the work, you know. Okay, so actually just to share, I'll be going overseas from 17 October to 10 November. So the things that I used to analyze these few insurance is these dates and also these few destinations. So usually if you buy the insurance, it will be the selection of worldwide. So if your selection of worldwide is going to be more expensive than non-worldwide or like consider like Asia or like ASEAN. Okay, so be aware there this is the benchmark that I'm using to compare. Okay, so those that allow unvaccinated travelers are FWD, AIG. So AIG has two kinds of insurance. One is Travel Guard, one is Travel Guard Direct. Okay, I have no idea why they have so many types of insurance. Okay, basically they only need one. But there are slight differences in the two, which I will make the comparisons later. Okay, so Chubb also allows unvaccinated travelers. So all these, right, I have also verified directly either on the website or verified through email with them, so you can see like, yeah, I emailed them and asked whether can or cannot. So yeah. Okay, so Alliance also allows, and then Sompo also allows, and Tokyo Marine also allows. Okay, so I was also gonna ask Great Eastern, but I have asked them since 1 week ago, but they didn't reply. So let's just count them out as like not available for unvaccinated people, since they never reply after 1 week, which I think is unreasonable because I'm making an inquiry, so I want to buy, right? So why are you taking so long to reply me? 1 week is not acceptable, right? Okay, so never mind. So I also checked all these companies, you can see here. So all these companies either they have no COVID-19 coverage or they do not allow unvaccinated travelers. So I mentioned these few Okay, yeah. So I know some banks also offer insurance, but their insurance is like tied up with some insurer company. So I also checked them. Then if the insurance company doesn't cover, then definitely their bank insurance also doesn't cover. So all these don't cover unvaccinated travelers. Okay, Great Eastern ? And I don't bother to compare because their service is quite bad. Nobody reply me after 1 week. Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at this few that are in comparison now. So FWD. Okay, so if you just look at the premium comparison, right? Let's just compare the best lah. Okay, I mean, if you're traveling to so many countries and it's like for such a long period of time, definitely you want to go for the higher tiers, right? You don't want to go for like a mid tier or whatever. Okay, so let's compare all the best, like 2.6. Okay, so Tokyo Marine Best 268, 187, 344, 383, 343, 295, 261. Okay, so as a overboard, they just compare, right? The cheapest would be Sompo lah. Okay, Sompo is 187. Okay, but if you compare the benefits like as a whole, right? You can see that their benefits is somehow not as comprehensive as the rest of the insurers. Okay, so just take a look at like COVID-19 coverage. So COVID-19 coverage is the best, and then best is here compared best. Yeah, so it's actually not so comprehensive, although it's very cheap compared to the rest. I mean, for myself, right, definitely when I'm going to like these few places, I expect to spend about $200 on my insurance for traveling overseas. So this is within my acceptable range for sure. Okay, so I just compare. Okay, so just take a look. Trip cancellation due to COVID, $4,000. Okay, probably enough actually. Maybe not enough because I mean, imagine you're traveling business class, it won't be enough, right? Yeah, so depends on whether you're traveling business class or economy class. Okay, trip alteration, 4,000. Maybe not enough. Trip disruption due to COVID. Yeah, definitely not enough. So quite low. Okay, then take a look at okay, so those that I think are important lines, right? I've highlighted in yellow. Those that are not so important, like allowance due to COVID being diagnosed, all these things. Honestly, not very important. Yeah, so medical expenses definitely important. So they have 200k coverage. Okay, most people have 200-300k, so this is quite acceptable. Okay, so emergency phone charges. To me, this is like honestly quite important because like nobody knows when there's an emergency and you don't have to be worried about your roaming charges, whatever charges when you need to make a phone call, right? Yeah, so this one doesn't have coverage, so quite worrying about this. Okay, then baggage delay, $2,000, not bad. Okay, so per 6 hours they give you $200. Okay, then travel delay, $1,200. Okay, probably not enough lah, but still okay-ish. When you compare the rest, usually at the top tier they have at least $2,000 so might be quite low. Okay, and look at the loss of passport or this thing. Okay, $5,000 quite reasonable. Payment for rental. Okay, so when you go overseas, usually this kind of like Scandinavian countries you want to like drive, right? So this is actually quite important. So yeah, $3,000, $2,000, quite reasonable. Okay, overseas medical expenses. Yeah, this is actually really quite low. Like I would expect at least 1 million. Honestly, nobody knows how serious it is. So 400k is kind of low. I won't consider this insurance really because it's too low. Okay, then coming back to Singapore, honestly, this is not very important because I have hospital insurance. If you don't have hospital insurance, then definitely this is going to be more important to you. For me, this is not so important. Okay, then for me, I do like TCM, so they don't have TCM. So again, the coverage not so great. Okay, so to me, I think I will be taking out Sompo from my consideration because it is not that comprehensive that I need it lah. Yeah, but personally, everyone else can consider, so I will just hide it since I'm not considering it. Okay, so I hide all this. Later, I will be uploading this Excel for you guys to access if you guys want to access. Okay. Okay, the next, let's see the second cheapest. I mean, we are going for budget, right? Second cheapest. Second cheapest is probably FWD. Okay. So FWD, let's see, trip cancellation, $5,000. Okay. Trip disruption, $5,000. Medical expenses overseas for COVID, $200,000. Okay. Good. Got emergency phone charges. Baggage delay quite little. Travel delay also quite little. Okay. Loss of passport, all these things. Only $1,000. A bit low. Yeah. I mean, this is like a budget insurance. Like usually FWD is budget insurance. Okay. Payment for rental car access quite low, but okay. Overseas medical expenses 1 million. This is very important. 1 million. I think is important. Okay, great. Singapore medical expenses, I don't really care. Okay, then Chinese medicine. Okay, so I don't really like these. They have this like per sub limit visit, $50. Who go TCM only $50? Definitely more than that, right? I mean, this is okay, $500 per trip, but $50. I mean, $500 for the whole thing, but like $50 per trip. That's very low, not enough. Okay, then to me, third-party liability is important. Like you go and accidentally bang someone's house down, all these things, they're gonna sue you. Who is gonna pay for it? Your insurer is gonna pay for it. Okay, so yeah, don't really like FWD. I'll be hiding it again. Okay, let's go for the next. Second cheapest. Okay, Tokyo Marine, 268 for the premier. Okay. Okay. So for Tokyo Marine, personally I don't have a good experience with Tokyo Marine, but let's just go through their brochure. Okay, so trip cancellation due to COVID, all these things is included in other benefits. So they don't separate. Most insurers, they separate their COVID benefits together with the other benefits, but Tokyo Marine Alliance doesn't. Okay, so that's great. So let's look at the other benefits. Okay, so emergency phone charges. Okay, great. Okay, so I tell you, emergency phone charger I like to have, right? So I won't be considering Alliance anymore. So let us hide this. Okay, so 150, 120. Okay, 250 is quite reasonable. And the difference between the two plans is like $20. I'm just definitely going for Premier. Okay. Okay, most of their benefits, right, between the classic and premium, not much difference. That's why there's only $20 difference. Okay, yeah, loss of passport, travel money is quite reasonable, $5,000. Yeah, rental for car access. Okay, not very important lah, honestly. Okay, theft of damage of your belongings, 7,500. Reasonable, still reasonable. Overseas medical expenses, 500,000. This is quite low leh. Want to have at least 1 million, so won't be considering Tokyo Marine. Okay, so we only left with these three types. So actually there's only two insurers left, AIG and Chubb. Okay, let's just honestly I have experience with AIG insurance, and it has been a good experience so far, so most likely I'll be going AIG, but let's just run through Chubb insurance for fun lah. And it's actually more expensive than AIG somehow. Okay, so let's just run through why they are charging it so expensive. So yeah, they do have more coverage in terms of monetary amount. Medical expenses lower. Okay, then emergency phone charges actual cost. Okay, baggage delay, no, not really higher or anything. Then loss of passport money, not really higher or anything. They are overcharging you. You just compare, overcharging you. 2 million. Yeah, this is great. But this one 2.5 is cheaper. $20,000. I told you like my Singapore medical expenses not so important, so I don't really care about this. Okay, so they have TCM and they don't have the limit, so great. This 750 is kind of reasonable. Okay. And then lastly we have liability for damage costs. Okay, this is the only thing that's higher, but 2 million. I don't think I need 2 million unless I'm really very sweet. Yeah, so Chubb is also out for me because it's so expensive. Okay, so actually I don't think I'll be going for the highest plan lah. Maybe I'll go for enhanced or superior, should be enough. Okay, so what do I mean by all these covers? COVID-19, whether need to be fully vaxxed. Yeah, so I've done the check class. So as you can see, my dates of travel is quite far away, which is more than 6 months, so I do need to check back on prices closer to date. So this for AIG Travel Guard Direct. Apparently I don't need to check back again. I don't know why. Then we have Travel Guard, and then they only let you buy 6 months in advance. So I only use 1st September to 25th September instead. Okay, so actually both are 25 days lah. So the prices should be similar when I check back later. Okay, so anyway, if you guys want to buy from AIG, this is the promo code. All these promo code I already put out for y'all. So research has been done like comprehensively. Okay, yeah. So let's go with maybe I'll compare the superior and the enhanced. Okay, so basically superior and enhanced, right? See all the values is around the same. But this emergency phone charges slightly more, but the medical expenses slightly more. So baggage delay same. Everything is around the same. 1,000. Oh, I mean, 1 million. Yeah, same. This is 5,000. Yeah, so same. And a bit cheaper just because of the COVID coverage. Okay, just the liability. It's 500k for. Then maybe I need to get Supreme. Okay, so I think maybe I'll be going for the superior lah. Okay, so it's like maybe 20 bucks more. Yeah, but a bit more coverage. Okay, so yeah, I'll be going for this. Okay, so I need to buy later, I can't buy now. Okay, let's just take a look at the policy wordings. Okay, so if you didn't know, if you buy insurance, right, looking at the policy wordings is actually very important. Like sometimes you thought like travel delay due to like weather conditions is covered, but actually it's not. Okay, sometimes you thought that no matter what you have a travel delay is covered, but nope. So it's actually super important to read the policy wordings of your insurance coverage. Okay, so yeah, let's take a look. So they have COVID cover, so medical expenses incurred overseas for emergency evacuation, everything is yeah, so need to see whether the person is like 70 years older. Oh yeah, so I've got to mention that I only talking about people young like me, above 20 plus years old, below 65 years old. Okay, so usually insurers do have like different benefits depending on your age. Okay, yeah, so during overseas you kena COVID, then we'll cover the cost of emergency evacuation and repatriation plus medical costs incurred. Okay, so if you have to cancel your trip or postpone your trip because you have COVID, then they also cover. Okay, so yeah, this amount just now already in the Excel sheet, just explaining what each line means. Okay, travel curtailment, so if you are diagnosed with COVID and then need to return to Singapore earlier than planned, so it's like trip cut short lah. Okay, so out of Singapore you have diagnosis and you need a quarantine outside, then they will pay you $100 per day. To be honest, this $100 per day is quite meaningless, so yeah. Okay, so do not cover if you are denied boarding because of a medical condition or other concerns. Yeah. Okay, scroll down, take a look. Must be a resident in Singapore. Must be paid and made for in Singapore. Must commence in Singapore. Okay, one thing about travel insurance that is super important, right? You can't buy 2 travel insurance to cover 1 trip. Okay, so it means that if you fly, like for now, if I fly to China, then I fly to okay, China skip. Yes, for example, I fly to Thailand, then I fly to Japan, then I fly to Taiwan. This is all considered within 1 trip. So this whole entire trip, I need to buy 1 travel insurance. I cannot buy 1 travel insurance for my Taiwan, then buy 1 travel insurance for my Thailand trip. No, because the point is you haven't returned back to Singapore, so you should only buy 1 insurance for this entire trip. If you buy 2 insurance, both insurance is going to be bought because you didn't buy the correct dates. Okay, yeah. Okay, so schedule of benefits. This schedule just now I already went through, so we just take a look at the wordings. Okay, so wordings. So make sure you buy the correct zone. So like I say, you go for all 3 countries. Make sure all 3 countries fall within the zone. If like you got 2 countries within zone 1 and 1 country in zone 2, then definitely you need to buy zone 2 lah, okay? Don't do something stupid like buying zone 1 only, it's not cover, you buy for nothing. Okay, then yeah, so let's see the definitions. So all this definition is super wordy. Most people don't really read it, but it's actually good to read lah. Let's just take a look at the general exclusion. So war is excluded. Okay, so if your country sign have war, is excluded, and then any radioactive nuclear material also excluded. If you do hacking, it's excluded. Yeah, if you, I don't know, somebody use EMP to disrupt, it's not. Okay, so if it's a UFO or whatever, terrestrial impact, also excluded. Epidemic that declared by WHO excluded. Okay, but haven't declared, then it's not lah. Okay. Travel restriction. Cannot do illegal, unlawful stuff, was excluded. Didn't take a reasonable precaution, also excluded. Any pre-existing medical condition. Pre-existing medical condition means you are diagnosed somewhere and there's medical records. Okay, yeah. So not being fit to travel means like maybe pregnant, you're going anyhow travel. Yeah, so AIG doesn't cover pregnancy. I think one of the travel guide direct or the other one will cover. You need to double check, but I'm not pregnant, so I don't really care. So STD. So if you participate in extreme sports or activities, then it's excluded. Professional sports was excluded. So if you are actually participating in like those kind of for recreational purpose, all this with tour agency or whatever, all this should be included. But if it's like more like dangerous, like skydiving, all these things, it's actually excluded. Okay, so please read carefully all these things, what is included. Okay, so do all these scary activities, excluded. Okay. Yeah, so motorcycle license, you didn't buy, you don't have license for motorcycle, you go and take motorcycle, it's excluded. Okay, yeah, so a lot of things excluded. Please make sure you know about what is excluded. Okay, so yeah, obviously this is not private medical insurance. You need to yeah, so you must contact this emergency services to help you do some like advice. Okay, so yeah, let me see. Okay, so basically it's medical expenses and they cover dental as well. Okay, then post-trip medical expenses in Singapore also cover dental, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, necessary dental. Okay, so next, mobility aid reimbursement. So if you are overseas and you need to hire mobility aid, so like maybe you temporarily break your leg lah, you need mobility aid, so this is covered. So most of them do not cover this mobility aids. So yeah, there are pregnancy benefits for this. Okay, must be pregnancy related sickness. Yeah, so treatment by physician. So this one is talking about the TCM, if I'm not. Oh yeah, so they also have a cap, $3 per each visit. So actually TCM, okay, so anyway, most of the plans do have this TCM cap. So it means that basically you should buy your own accident plan. So anything accident happen, you can go TCM. And then they do not have a cap per visit. Usually their cap is like per accident. So per accident cap is $500, that kind of thing. Okay. So TCM don't rely on travel insurance to pay for it. Okay. Overseas hospital income. So if you're overseas, sometimes you need to go on leave. So you do want some overseas hospital income. Okay. Hospital income in Singapore. This is not really necessary because usually you're already on hospitalization leave, so yeah. Okay, but sure, good to have. Emergency medical evacuation, this is very important, so you need medical treatment to come back to Singapore because Singapore medical expenses, the medical standard is higher. Repatriation, okay, so repatriation means you are dead. Your mortal remains need to come back. And then all those costs of embalming, cremation, all these things, okay? Direct repatriation, okay, so it's the same. Why is it the same? Wait, it's the same. Overseas. Is it the same? Okay, I don't know why they have two lines, but it's the same. Hospital visitation, so if you are sick and then you need one adult friend to come and take care of you. Compassionate visit, if you die overseas, then need a companion to come to be present at that. Okay, child protector, if you have kids be traveling with you, you want someone to come and take care of your kid because you are sick, so that's a child protector. Okay, emergency telephone charges, like I mentioned. Use of your phone to engage this service. Okay. So if you are sick and then a trip extends beyond the number of days, so they will have automatic extension for 30 days. Okay, quite reasonable, 1 month extension. Okay, but if your bills last more than 1 month, then kind of sad because you need to pay yourself. So make sure you come back to Singapore because you have your own hospital insurance. You make sure they repatriate you before 30 days and then covered by your own hospital insurance in Singapore. Okay, personal accident benefits. So if you die or you're disabled, there's a certain percentage that will accelerate. Okay, so this one is if you have natural disaster or it's a common carrier. Common carrier should be like overbooked. Child education grant. So if you die, your child get money. Travel cancellation. So same as the COVID one, but not related to COVID. Okay, travel postponement. If you need to postpone your trip due to any illness or death. So replacement of traveler. Replacement of traveler is not common in all plans. So so these are the reasons. Replacement of traveler. Serious sickness, then need to change traveler. Travel cancellation due to insolvency, travel curtailment or travel interruption, usually injury or sickness. Fraudulent credit card usage, this is not very important. Just like your card stolen and then people make charges on it. But if it's stolen, nobody make charges on it, then nothing. Personal baggage, including laptop, computer, gonna stolen. But then all these you need to report to police one. So if you don't report to police, then cannot. Damage and can but if stolen, lost, all these things, right, you must go and report police, if I'm not wrong, which is very troublesome. So usually most people don't claim for it. Yeah, there should be like some kind of report to prove that it's gone. Yeah. Okay. And receive other proof deemed reasonable. Jewelry coverage. So if you travel overseas, please don't bring jewelry. Baggage delay. So yeah, if your luggage not here, you don't have enough clothes to wear, you need to buy clothes. So baggage delay, they will pay certain amount of money. Travel documents and personal money. So if you lose your travel passport, all these things, or your personal money, stolen or accident loss. Okay. Travel delay. Okay, so okay, travel delay. Kidnap hostage already happened. But saying what happened. Hijack common carrier. Okay. Personal liability abroad. So this is the one I tell you. So imagine maybe you take your luggage and you anyhow swing, then you bang into people, then people want to sue you. Personal liability abroad. Okay. The rest not very important. Golf advantage, hole in one. Loss of sporting equipment. I don't really care. I don't bring sporting equipment. Home guard. Okay. So if you got buy home insurance, don't need this home guard. Okay. But never mind, it's free. Car rental access charges. So this one I say is quite important, right? Because if you travel overseas, you do want to be sure for this. So if a car caused by accident, yeah, they will ask you to pay all this. Okay, then the other one is not able to return your vehicle due to hospital confinement. Backhand not really important because unless you really put into a hotel But if you did not put into hotel, then there's nothing to reimburse Disruption benefits. So this one is like if you use frequent flyer points to redeem, they will still reimburse you. Okay. Cover in the event of terrorism. Yeah, so that's all. Yeah, so that's all for today's video. And then if you guys got any questions, feel free to leave them down below. But because some of the questions I cannot answer publicly, so you can message me on Telegram if you wish to contact me privately. Okay, so anyway, this is not financial advice. This is just like my own research and also just sharing with you guys my own research. Yeah. Okay, so I'll be uploading the Excel onto my Dropbox, and then I'll send you guys the link, and then you guys can access it. Okay. I'll send a Google Docs. Yeah. So I'll put it on Google Docs. If you guys have any questions or you all just want to download it, just go ahead. Okay. Yeah. So that's the end of today's video. Please help to like and subscribe. Bye bye.